Hello and welcome to another episode in the SJ Garage. In this episode, I'm excited to tell you all that I accepted the invitation to build a Cafe Racer GoldWing bike on commission. So I've been talking to the guy a lot since my last video, and we feel pretty good about where we're headed. And I told him that, this is new for me. I've never really ever considered doing it, much less thought I would do it. And so he's going to have a little bit of grace with me and try to understand that I'm learning as we're going here. But saying that, we committed to the idea, and he found himself a bike. He drove it all the way here, and in this video I got to meet him for the first time. We got to see the bike. I also videoed tearing it down, digging into a couple other things, as well as ordering some parts, and I'm excited to show you guys, so please stick with me. So the owner, his name's Gabe, found himself a bike, went and picked it up. He rented a truck and a trailer, drove that thing all the way from his home in Pennsylvania to my home in Michigan, a 14-hour drive. After a long time of texting and phone calls, I finally got to meet him, and extra, I got to meet his twin brother.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Doing all right.
It's good to meet you,
Good
man.
to meet you, too.
Absolutely, man. This is my brother, Chris.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Wow.
Yeah, identical twins, right? So we made it, man.
Oh, yeah, wow, what a track.
Yeah,
Well, let's see the rig, man.
Yeah, let's see it, man.
He's got
So after looking the bike over for a bit, we rolled it off the trailer, got it in the garage, and that gave them the opportunity to see my bike for the very first time in real life. After sitting on the bike, he knew he'd made the right decision. He loved every single inch of that thing, and sitting on it really sold it.
Wow. Yeah, this feels so good.
So, you gotta feel that, man. This is
Nice. Oh my god. Yeah, it's very nice.
And that was it. After a short shop tour, some handshaking, and a couple pictures, it was time for him and his brother to head back home. This is it, the Cafe Racer. What will be the Cafe Racer. I'm super excited for this. Should be a great build. First thing on the agenda, obviously, is the teardown. Do some time lapse of just getting the junk off the bike. Well, we ran into our first issue. Looks like this screw right here has been missing for quite a while, so hopefully there's nothing wrong with the engine, and I will check that really quick here. Next step is tomorrow I'm going to roll it out, I'm going to power wash it, clean it really good, bring it back in here, look it over, make sure there isn't any other things that might be concerning, but as of right now it doesn't really look that bad. I don't foresee any other issues, but you just never really know. That's why we got to check. So, all right, get back after it tomorrow. that's a 12. How loose that is. That isn't even the same nut. This one's even looser than that one is. Well, looks like maybe 3 of one kind and 1 of another, maybe. Let's see. Oh no, it's a standard. What I was struggling with was it looked like the previous owner had replaced some lost nuts with some random nuts that they had found, and they weren't the right size, and they were what seemed to be standard nut sizes with metric threads. At the time, I didn't think it would be metric threads. I thought they had cross-threaded standard nuts onto metric threads. Luckily, that wasn't the case, and it turned out to be fine. I'll replace the nuts with the right things later. The opposite side actually had all the same nut size on there, but it was missing one. So it shouldn't be a big deal. They were rusted and a little difficult to get off though. Normally when you take the header pipes off and remove the mounts in the back, these things just drop right off of there. So for the life of me, I could not figure out why it wouldn't drop off until I realized that the right side was being caught up by something that shouldn't be there. So I separated the left side from the right on the cross pipe so I could get that piece off to focus in on where the issue was. So the problem I realized is that the previous owner has replaced a motor mount with all thread. And the all thread was way too long and was sticking out and holding the header pipe from coming off the engine. Knowing that's the case, I cut the bolt to the right length so that there was clearance enough to get the header off. All right. Well, that was a little bit more difficult than I expected. Yeah, so first off, looks like the guy must have lost a couple nuts for these things. One of them, I don't know how they managed it, but it's like a standard size nut with metric thread in it or some weird in-between metric size. I don't know what this is. Anyways, we'll get rid of that. We'll find the right stuff. And then the other major struggle was this flange right here. It would not let go of this. I'm not sure why. My other bike, I never had that problem. It just kind of slipped right apart. So I think these might have been either over squeezed on, or maybe there's something down inside there. It's like screwdriver marks in there. It's kind of weird. Anyways, so this is the last major weight reduction. The new pipe is going to weigh almost nothing. It's nothing more than an exhaust pipe like you'd find on a car with a baffle in it. All of this metal on both sides will all be gone. That's a lot of weight. So I'm going to measure this for weight too. You know, obviously this is going to have to be a ballpark because I'm going to put some of this back on. And then the gauge cluster. That will be no more. We're putting new gauges on, a lot smaller. So I'm going to add this to the weight as well because it's actually quite significant in weight. I guess that's, you know, 8 pounds or so. The new gauges weigh pretty much nothing. So they're coming in the mail already, so I'm excited to get those. But yeah, that's it for now. We'll get after it another day. The only concern I have is that one cylinder that has that screw missing. It is missing. I did check. I put a screwdriver in there. It goes right through the hole. So I'll probably do a compression check on it first, see how that looks. If that seems concerning, then I may end up having to take the head off and check the valves and check the cylinder wall, check the piston, all that stuff. Hopefully it won't get there. It doesn't have that many miles on it, so it shouldn't really need it as long as that lean condition didn't wreck anything. So, all right, that's it for now. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, you guys be careful out there.